everyone, welcome back, and thank you very much for watching this lecture video. In this lecture, I'm going to tackle nomenclature of dicarboxylic acid. And the way we go after it, we said just simply similar to monocarboxylic acid, find the carboxylic functional group, and that carbon you will give it 1, and you keep labeling until you reach the other side of the other technically carboxylic functional group. So the parent chain or the main chain is going to be the one that start with the carboxylic acid or carboxylic functional group, and it will end with the same one, and that's going to be the main chain. And in this case, I have 2 of them. And for monocarboxylic acid, we said if we have only one, simply we say pentane. Okay, we take the E, we replace it by OIC, we will add acid to it, so it will be pentane, and then we say OIC, and then we say acid. But because I have 2, this time I'm going to say pentane. We are not going to get rid of the last E, so highlight that one. We keep it as it is, but we will add di, stand for 2. This one stands for 2 of what? 2 of carboxylic group. So I'm going to say OIC, and then I will add acid at the end of the name. And this is the way you will name like a dicarboxylic acid. So as you see, we have common names for many of the dicarboxylic acid, and they've been used for a long time and simply adopted. And like you will see, many biochemists or chemists, instead of using the IPAC actual names, they go with this name. For example, instead of saying this one, instead of saying ethane, and then say we're gonna replace here, we're gonna say ethane dioic acid, which simply we say the oxalic acid, or like, for example, for malonic acid, which is a propane with 2 carboxylic acid, which simply we just simply say malonic acid, and chemists or biochemists know what we are talking about. But I want to use a systematic method to name complicated dicarboxylic acid. And again, the main chain, it will be the chain that has both carboxylic functional groups. So regardless of what you have attached, the molecule, the main chain, start with carboxylic acid, and it will end with the same functional group. Okay, and I have, in this case, I have ethyl and methyl, and I'm going to start labeling it from the left side, because the ethyl here, it will get 2 instead of 3 for methyl. So I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and this one will be 6. On the second carbon, I have ethyl. And then on the 4th carbon, I have methyl. Molecule is made of 6 carbons, so it will be hexane. We are not going to get rid of the last E. Just simply after that one, say di, and then say OIC acid. Okay. Next one, I have 2 functional group, 2 in the substituent. One is OH, and the second one is in the NH2, or an amine actual functional group. And the way I'm going to label it, I'm going to start, from the side that's technically, it will give me the smallest possible number for the substituent, and it will be from the left side, because we will get 2 and 4. So it's similar to the previous example, only difference this time, instead of the ethyl and methyl, I have hydroxy in the amino group. And the amino, it will get a priority over the hydroxy. So I'm going to say on the 4th carbon, I have amino functional group. And next one, I have hydroxy on the 2nd carbon. So I go 2 hydroxy, 2 hydroxy, and then my molecule is made of 6 carbon. So I go hexane, and then I say dioic acid. So nothing surprising, is similar to the first example. We have hydroxy and amino groups, and I said I started labeling from the left side. And the third example depends, it doesn't matter from which side you start labeling. If you started from the left, you will get 3 and 4, and if you started from the right side, again, you get 3 and 4. So which one, from which side I should start labeling? And I'm going to look to the name. This one is start with amino, start with A for amino, and next one is start with H for hydroxy. I'm going to give the priority to the amino, so I will start labeling from the right side, and I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I go 3 amino, and then I go 4 hydroxy, and I have 6 carbons, so it will be hexane, and I go dioic acid. Okay, and the main difference between monocarboxylic acid versus dicarboxylic acid, this is the main difference between them, that we don't get rid of the E at the end of the alkane name. We keep that one and just simply we add the DI or 2 after E. Okay. Still, we're talking about dicarboxylic acid, but this time I have double and triple bond there, and also I have some substituent. I want you to pause the video here and challenge yourself by going after the name of these two molecules. So please pause the video and give it a try. Let's go after this two, and so I'm going to say that's going to be, okay, that's going to be the main chain. Same thing here. Okay, I'm going to start labeling the molecule from the bottom of the molecule. Why? Because the double bond, it will get a smaller number. So we'll start labeling from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and I have cyclohexane on the fourth carbon. So I'm going to say on the fourth carbon, I have cyclohexyl is attached to 5 carbons. Okay, when I say 5 carbons, I'm talking about the main chain or the parent chain, which is made of 5 carbons. So you go pen. This time we have double bond. We need to show position of the double bond. So I go for cyclohexyl pent dash for the double bond. Okay, I'm supposed to say ENE. Okay, when we had monocarboxylic acid, only one carboxylic acid, we said go with this. Take the EN, keep it, but the last one replace it by OIC. Okay, and then add acid. But if you have dicarboxylic acid, simply keep the E, the last one, and after that one, just simply say di, OIC, and then add acid. So we are not gonna, again, we are not gonna get rid of that E. So I'm gonna say on the second carbon, I have double bond. And then I want to say I do see 2 carboxylic acid, so I say dioic acid. And that's going to be the correct way to name the compound. Another one. Okay. And as you see, the main chain is the one that's holding 2 carboxylic acid. I did not treat this one, as like part of the main chain. This one is just a substituent, even it has more carbon than sitting on it. So I have phenyl substituent, and this one is a propyl priority. Let's see, pH versus PR. The pH, it will get a priority, and we have a like a triple bond as well. Okay, before actually I continue the naming for this molecule, I forgot to mention one thing, is that for the previous example we had a double bond, and the double bond it has E, my bad, E, technically confirmation. So I shouldn't write here either. I go E for cyclohexyl pent, then dash to EN dioic acid. I'm sorry about it, I forgot to mention that one. Okay, so in this case, we go 1, 2, 3. We try to give the triple bond the smallest possible number, and that's going to be 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have 7 carbons this time. And I go on, okay, I have a propyl and phenyl. I go 2 phenyl, and then 5 propyl, and then I have 7 carbons. That's going to be heptane, but I have a triple bond. I need to show position of the triple bonds. I go dash. On the third carbon, I have a triple bond. And triple bond, we show it by Y and E. Again, we're going to keep the E at the end of the name. Now, time to add the di for 2, and then say oic acid. So it will be 2 phenyl, 5 propyl, hept, dash 3 YNE dioic acid. And that's going to be the correct name for the molecule. And this is going to be the end of this lecture, and thank you very much.